Hello everybody, and welcome to Wounded Healer Tarot. My name is James, and I'll be doing your reading today. This particular reading is for the sign of Capricorn. Now, to get into it here, in a position of what materials you're working with here, we have darkening. This is a very earthy looking card. Now, to me, this card speaks to a healing of darkness as an initiatory process that brings you to a state of readiness. You know, the darkness prepares us to dive into the psychic layers of the soul, understanding who we are fully and opening ourselves to the process of transformation. Now, next up, for what energy is currently influencing you, we have Thanatos. Not sure if I'm properly pronouncing that, but regardless, okay, with this particular card, right, it is easy to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Now, witnessing the end of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. Now, we are forever changed as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. You know, you will return to the land of the living eventually with more compassion and wisdom to share. You know, a little tidbit from this card is that facing death leads us to truth, which I find a bit of an interesting, what is the word I want to say? Maybe like perception when it comes to that. And it's even more curious because the card before, darkening, speaks to, you know, opening yourself up to a process of transformation. And then here, it's like speaking to, you know, how easy it is to oversimplify, you know, death as in like the death card and stuff like that, and sum it up as transformation, when it's really something that is ongoing and omnipresent. You know, I really enjoy how it says, or rather how it states, you know, it has deep consequences for the psyche, how it changes you from the inside, right? How it changes the way that you see things, the way that your brain processes things. And you end this transformation with more compassion and wisdom to share. You know, how facing death leads us to truth. You know, I feel like that speaks to how, like, internally, you know, it brings you to your own truth. Now, next up in the position of what energy you are currently embodying, we have Moth. Now, with this card, right, you may be thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. You know, moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or something shiny and new. Yeah. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. You know, this card shows up as a reminder that life is complex, and no matter the illusion, okay, nobody is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this journey. Excuse me. Now, in the position of what you need to know here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, this card is a call to either work on a particular skill or a need to find a new hobby, something that you truly enjoy and become good at it. All right. I feel like this is connected to the Moth card. You know, you may have abandoned a project for something that may have seemed easier, but I'm getting that this is a call to return to the previous project and dedicate your time and energy to it so that you can master it. Or rather, master the skills involved in that hobby or project. Now, next up, we have the Ace of Swords. Now, this is the time to make such a decision like the one that I just spoke of, the revisiting of a past project. You know, your mind will be clear and your thoughts precise as you embrace that which is truly meant for you. Next up, with the Daughter of Swords, you know, I feel like this card is here to say not to get caught up in the small details, things that maybe could have been done better. Now, you learn from keen observation, but try not to get stuck in a phase of watching, keep doing. It's good to be an observer, but at the same time, you want to continue to grow, and the only way you'll continue to grow is to continue to do. Now, lastly here, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, the road ahead isn't going to be easy. Nothing that is ever truly worth anything is easy. So you need to focus all of your efforts. Discipline, strategy, and hard work are needed more than ever. If you become overwhelmed at any point, and it's likely that you will, it would behoove you to rely on those around you for strength to conquer this metaphorical mountain. All right. I feel like this reading is really speaking to, a lot of like how the inner work helps you, or rather helps to make the external work easier, when you better understand your skills and what is like truly meant for you, who you are, what's in your highest interest. It'll be easy to make that decision on the things that you pursue, which will then help you to determine, what to work on, right? Where to put your efforts. And that will have you, doing the research on the right things, right? This will keep you, from looking back into the past, like how it was speaking of, letting go of a past project because you found something that you thought might be easier. It's stuff like that this inner truth will help you, understand. And that, again, will make it easier for you to know where to put your time, energy, and efforts. And a part of that will be, utilizing those around you. If you have, whether it's people that work with you or you need some people to help you get through a particular thing. But I feel like, the real challenge here is this moth energy. And I feel like that's a part of this, process with the darkening, or with rather darkening, because it's very easy, to go after the new shiny thing. Obviously, it's shiny, it's distracting. But the challenge here is to, stay the course and keep working on what you really feel is fulfilling, no matter how hard it is, right? And I feel like Thanatos here is speaking to that process and how enlightening, like regardless of the fact that it's called darkening, it's an enlightening process because it brings you through that inner journey there. Darkness is required. All right, Capricorn, these are the messages that I have for you today, and I do hope they serve you well. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.